speak about the importance of personal example in education because many people speak about the importance of being a good example for your kids, and it's truly important. I'm not diminishing it in any way. It's very, very, very important because kids have this nature to imitate what they see, especially in their parents, and when they see it, they just do the same. But nevertheless, I think that there's something else that should be emphasized, and that's the importance of understanding the nature of children and understanding the preciousness of this time of childhood. Because in this period of your child's lives, they are very flexible, very easy to adapt new habits, and that's highly important to consider. So even if the parent is not exactly the best role model, but nevertheless, if he understands the nature of this time in his kids' lives, and he understands that it's very easy to maneuver. So even though he has his own habits, and for him it's difficult to change, but he can. But if he knows the right ways in life, and he knows what is good and what is bad, and what are the good habits one should have, like for instance not to smoke, he can be addicted, but it doesn't mean that his kids should be addicted too. He can teach them, look, what I do is wrong, and you should run away from it. For me, it's very difficult, and that's just an example. But every bad habit that a parent have doesn't necessarily mean, and he can't be a good example of this thing, because what can he do? That's life. He's not, and he has his bad habits, but it doesn't necessarily mean that his kids should be the same. He should understand that they can be like a commander in the army, but for the sake of his children, and teach them good ways, even though he doesn't really follow those ways, because for him it's difficult. And and when he will teach his kids those good ways, and they will acquire them as habits, so God willing, they will just be like that their entire lives, and it will be a very big blessing for them. But when we talk too much about the importance of setting a good example, so sometimes like you can feel like, look, in some areas I'm not exactly the best example. I'm not exactly the best role model, so I might as well give it up. And that's a big miss, if you ask me. Because even if you know you're not perfect in certain areas, you should still try as much as you can to make your children adopt the right habits for their lives. Even if you fail, it doesn't mean that they should fail too. And again, to understand that kids have this nature, that they are obedient in their nature, and they will do what you tell them, and you have the power to make them acquire good habits for the rest of their life. Like good habits like not being lazy, not wasting their time, putting emphasis on things with real value, not computer games and television, um, not smoking, being respectful towards other human beings, being kind to animals, being kind to the environment, all those things. So even if for you it's difficult, your kids are a blank page, and for them it's far more easy, and you should take advantage of this fact. Alright, so that's all I wanted to say about it, I think. So until next time, see you later.